Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome over here to the Dascar Phillips Cup Series season number 9 2017 here on the Zebra Sport, and we are here back again at Circuit de la Sarthe in France, ladies and gentlemen. It is Le Mans, yes indeed, Le Mans. The Grand Prix du Mans, which will be the second endurance race of this year, 20%, so 1 hour of racing, and the second double points race of this year. First, let's take you to the starting grids. And with that, we can continue with, I think, this camera angle first off, and secondly, the introduction of this video. So indeed, double points race. So a very important race it is for these drivers, because a win will not deliver 47 points, but 94 points. And of course, points don't really matter that much, but still it might matter. And to that we will come in a couple of moments when we look at the drivers' standings. But first, let's take a look back at the previous race, which was of course the Rockingham main race, the race number 12 of the season. We had a very interesting race because we've only had one caution and a very long green flag run. Still, it was a very exciting race with quite some passing, so happy with that. And of course, finally, eventually, a amazing 1-2 finish for the Goldbergs, with Robert Goldberg winning the race. So that's absolutely fantastic for that racing team. And Robert Goldberg winning the race means he will get a, well, of course, win added to his name, which is good for his chase position. So great news for them, of course. We'll see how they will do in this race. And of course, I know both use tokens, and it seems like at those speedways, really the drivers who use tokens have a big advantage over the rest of the field. So in the next, what is it, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races, we're not gonna have any speedways left. So well, these guys will have to wait two more races, which are at speedways, both at Motegi. So we'll see how it will work out. And for this race, because it is such an important race, a double points race, there will be no tokens given throughout this race. So everybody is at the level playing field, which is which has been not the case ever since the Daytona 500. So pretty cool. Really curious how this will play out. Also, Cody Smart was happy with the turnaround, of course. He finished in 6th place after a couple of bad finishes in DNF, so that's also good news for him. One driver is on the watch list who has a warning, and that driver is 45 for Prix McShane, who caused a pretty big accident, a multi-car crash. Started off with turning around the number 48 car, and it caused that huge pile-up in turn number 2, of course, remember. So pretty big crash it was, and well, pretty much warning, so she has to be a little bit more careful. We're gonna do this race, of course it's gonna be a little bit more challenging for me to do, of course, because we're gonna have instant replays. And that's one thing, and it also means instant penalty decisions and drivers who will get a warning. So well, we'll see how that will play out, but so far pretty satisfied. So no cautions, no cautions, so we'll just rewind it and probably pause it after 1 or 2 laps due to the craziness in lap number 1, so that will come later. Let's take a look back at the point standings, because we got Anna Gregg still in the points lead, but only 11 points over Philip Goldberg, so the gap is shrinking. Third in points is Denise Steinauer, who has a victory, and fourth we got Giancarlo Robles with the victory. Then we got Sebastian Torres in 5th, who still needs to comment. Aiden Thomas in 6th, Robert Goldberg in 7th, who now also has a victory. 8th is Alexander Rowe, 9th is Prix McShane, and in 10th we got Joshua Michaels. Other drivers who have a victory are Debbie Myerson in 11th and Max Anderson in 12th. Philip Pereira in 16th and Chris Gomez in 17th. Then Bruce Littlejohn in 22nd. And from this point on is going to be very interesting, because Chris Dodd also has a victory, but he's 28th in points, and Jane Pinter is 30th in points. And remember, the criteria for getting in a chase is having victories, but also staying in top 30 points. So those drivers will really have to step up their pace and get some points, and hopefully for them more victories. But of course, you gotta stay in top 30 in points. So also one thing which is very interesting, we have had so far on the list of drivers who have a victory 10 drivers. Remember, there are 16 chase spots. That means of the 12 races we have had so far, 10 drivers who have a victory, 10 different winners have a victory. Of course, the other one was Dom Caps. He's not in series anymore. He won 2 races. But the other drivers have 1 win. So with still, what is it? Race number 13 it is. And we still have around, well, let's say 17 races left. That means that these drivers will have to either win more races or get some good points and stay in the top 10 in points. Otherwise, it could still be possible. But if you have a victory, you're not going to be in a chase. So, well, this is something which I didn't have any clue of how it will play out. But we are going to have drivers with a victory not in the chase. Probably. Unless all those drivers now win the rest of the race. But that would be kind of crazy. So, probably won't happen. So, these drivers have to step it up. And that is the deal currently. So, that's going to be very interesting for the remainder of the season. And of course, the next round after the comment deadline, which will be this Saturday at noon, and we'll first focus on that. Remember, 4 drivers still have not commented. Same 4 drivers still have not commented until now. Philip Pereira, Sebastian Torres, Brian Fox, and Emmanuel Hartnett. They will have to comment. They have till Saturday 3 p.m. My time, which will be 9 a.m. Eastern, to comment, and otherwise they will lose their ride in the Phillips Cup Series. So it's very important for those drivers to comment. And what if they don't come? Then we'll get some more drivers, some new drivers in the series. But I've sent John Ciadino some messages, and we're going to work out how it will play out. But I'm not with the drivers filling in, but I'm not sure how it's going to play out. There are 4 possibilities. One is that drivers from the Dascar Regional Pro Cup Series will move up to the Phillips Cup Series. However, there weren't any more drivers who wanted to move to the Phillips Cup Series in the previous comment deadline, after the previous comment deadline. So, not sure if that's the case now. Another option is get drivers from the KLM Series to move up to first the Phillips Cup Series, and if that is full, then the Dascar Regional Pro Cup Series. But then I'm not really sure how John will feel about it. Some drivers just skipping over his series, so that's also something which I told him. Another possibility is doing with the random draw, which is just putting up sort of sign-ups and then putting all the names of drivers who picked the car in a hat and grabbing 4 drivers, or 3, 2, 1, depends on how many drivers have not commented after the comment deadline. And those drivers get to in the Phillips Cup Series, and the other drivers will then move on to either the Dascar Regional Pro Cup Series or the KLM Series. The advantage is that those other 2 series will get some more drivers. The disadvantage is that we'll sort of skip the whole principle of working yourself up through the series, from the KLM Series to the Dascar Regional Pro Cup Series to the Phillips Cup Series. So that whole principle is then going to be sort of, in a trash bin. So not really sure how I will feel about that and the other presidents as well. And there's something else which I also considering, which is just some idea that popped in my head this morning. Of course, all drivers except for the Dascar presidents have only 2 drivers in the series, and we're maybe going to give privilege to the first responders to get a 3rd driver in the series as well. So think about it. That will mean that is only going to be a privilege for drivers who have liked the Dascar Facebook page probably. So if you haven't done it yet, I would highly recommend doing it. And if that is the case, well, I'm not sure if it will work, if it's going to happen, but I would say, well, first come, first serve it will probably be. So keep an eye out on the Dascar Facebook page after the comment deadline, and probably before that as well, because the announcement is going to be made on Facebook on what we'll do with this comment deadline. So, well, that was pretty much all I wanted to say. There was one thing which I still want to say. Oh yeah, of course. After the next comment deadline, which will be on Saturday, we're going to head to the third part of the season, sort of. This is the second part. That part will be the third part, and that part also includes the Vredestein All-Star event, which I'm not really sure about the name yet, but it will be the All-Star event, and that event will be for winners of this season and winners from previous season after that All-Star race. So that's it. Let's start this race. That was it. And of course, my introductions are quite long. I know that you don't have to listen to it, but I do recommend it. Simply because I do mention some pretty interesting stuff. So, but of course, it's your choice. It is Sean Angel, who's I think in second position. I'm not sure if he's on the pole or not. I think actually it's Chris Gomez in the number 9 car who is on the pole. So he is going to lead the field to the green, and you're going to see how beautiful this Le Mans circuit is. If you haven't watched it yet, well, I would say we've had already, this is the second time we've gone here, I think, with the Phillips Cup Series car. We've done it with the Martini Endurance Series car 3 times. So all races were very exciting, very crazy, but especially very exciting, as it is such a beautiful track. So if you don't know the track, well, I would say grab some popcorn or whatever, grab some Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola, whatever you prefer, and sit back and enjoy this race, because it's going to be a great race. Chris Gomez in the number 9 car will come out of the last 4 chicanes, and he will lead us to the green flag as the Grand Prix du Mans of the Phillips Cup Series season number 9 is underway. And Chris Gomez immediately pulling in front of Sean Angel in the number 72 car. So BMW up front, and we're looking at the back, and we do have a crash over here. We do have carnage and drivers all around this place. Remember, no caution, so these drivers will have to work their way to the front with, well, of course, no catching up. So they will have to do it on speed. So that's quite difficult. Of course, we do have pit stops in this race. So I may have heard somebody else go into the wall. So of course, replays will come later. And if we go over here on the front stretch, one of the first long stretches of the Mulsanne Straight, and we have had issues on this stretch before. So the drivers coming, pretty much it has been a sort of calm start. Well, I don't want to say that yet, so I'm going to knock on wood. But number 9 car, Chris Gomez still in the lead. Watching, looking for a move from Sean Angel in the 72 car. And of course, Sean Angel also has to defend, because right behind him is Prix McShane in the 45 car. Now look in the background, we see a couple of other cars passing each other. And I'm not sure how everything is going in the back of the field. Ooh, 17 car went a little bit wide. I'm going to go to the back of the field. So far, so good. Awesomeness. So I'm going to go backwards to the lead now. See, wow, all those pink cars in the back. Goodness gracious. Sean Angel has gone by the number 9 car, and that is something we will have to look at. Damn it, I missed that. So Sean Angel has taken over the lead, the Canadian. And well, of course we do know that he has experience also in the Dascar or in the Utica home track series. So we do know that he has some experience, and I think, well, being a Canadian, he might even have more experience on these road courses than he has on the ovals. I'm not 100% sure though, gotta ask John for that. But Sean Angel is your leader. But now in second position, the number 9 car. Ooh, we do hear somebody hitting the wall. Might have been Zachary Fitzwater, who has a ton of damage on this front end. There he goes. Oh, look at that. Big damage on the rear of this car and also on the front. Look at the hood of his car. Also Joseph and Nestor with a big amount of damage. So already a couple of drivers having some issues, but it could have been a whole lot worse, of course. So still nobody on pit road. Now Chris Gomez will have to watch out, because right behind him is the number 45 car, Prix McShane, also looking very fast at Lexus is there. So looking for a move. So we got over here the fourth position, the 09 car of John Arndt having a good start. So that's great news for him. Driver from Texas. And fifth position is now the 6 car of DJ Kruger. So that's 2 Canadians in your top 5. That's amazing. Brian Fox is a 6th. 7th is Sonic Corson 51. 8th we got the number 60 car of Emmanuel Harda. 9th is 02 of Prudence Liljon. And in 10th we got the 06 car of William Brock. So we're gonna keep an eye out on these guys, and especially the battle for second is heating up. Quite interesting. Of course, we're gonna play around with these camera angles a couple of times as well. Ooh, they really had to slow down through that turn. So looking back at the field, going through the field one more time, and I don't think actually there's too much issues. I think we're going to pause the race after this lap for a moment, and then take a look quickly back at the replays. That wall is going to be killing some drivers this race, probably. Oh, and it was the first one over there, Sonic Course, who hit it, but not too hard, I think, luckily for her. So Sean Angel in the number 72 car is up front, and he has almost put a second over the 9 car, but of course seconds are not that big over here. So these guys keeping it clean throughout this start, and that's great. Oh, we do have somebody on pit road. Oh, we do have multiple drivers on pit road. So yeah, there were some things which happened in the opening lap of this race, but I'm not entirely sure what all happened. So we're gonna take a look at those replays, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back, and then we'll get back to this race from somewhere around this point. So stay tuned. So let's take a look back at this first lap, which was quite a lot calmer than it was last season. So where we had, well, pretty much many cars crashing, flipping over the guardrail and all that kind of craziness. So this time it wasn't as wild. We did have a crash on the opening lap of the race, though, as here the 38 car will make contact with Joshua Ciccoli and will turn Ciccoli into the 30 car of Henrietta Fitzwater. Then Ciccoli will go into the wall. 38 car will go around, take out the 29 and the 4 car, and then pretty much everybody in the back was just, well, looking for a way to get by this 19 car, who's now once again in the middle of the racetrack. And there we got some more cars spinning around. So it was a little bit of a chaotic start, which we're kind of used to at this racetrack. Luckily though, not a whole lot went wrong, so that's good news. So there we go. Everybody going again, getting itself together, and there we go. So the 19 car will go on board with her quickly, because she is, I think, the one who caused this accident. It's kind of weird that she was already on the inside over here of the 19 car, sort of like, well, trying to find a way by him. So I'm not sure. Just to his inside, then makes contact, goes to the outside again, and well, pretty sure that is going to be a warning for the 38 car. So there we'll turn the 38 car, well, or the 19 car into the 30, and then the 30 car will go around. 38 car, I mean, pretty much everybody else. So that was it for the first crash. Now, of course, we had some more things happen, and another thing I want to look at quickly is Sean Angel getting by the number 92 car, and that was a great pass. Let's see over here onto this long stretch, and this is of course the Mulsanne straight. We see a couple cars in the background going a little bit wide, but that's not too big of an issue. Now watch the number 72 car make a move, goes to the inside of the 9 car, and this is going to be a very clean pass from Sean Angel, taking over the lead. And 9 car thought about going to the inside, but did not happen. So that's awesome news. Now we do have a report that the number 59 car has retired, and that is due to this incident. Now let's take a look at what happened to him. Joseph Vanessa we also saw with quite a lot of damage. He was on pit road. I'm guessing that these guys just stacked into each other. So yeah, this is also a little bit of a trouble spot. As here the 62 car will hit the 41 softly, but then the 59 car comes flying in there and pretty much, well, ruins the 62 car from the front. And the 08 car of Devon Roberts will also run into Zachary Fitzwater, and pretty much everybody, well, the 30 car of Henry Fitzwater, that's everybody, stacked him behind that. So that's causes quite a lot of damage to especially the 59 car, who has retired. Joseph Vanessa is on pit road. Now the 52 car, I'm not sure why Cody Smart made a pit stop. We also saw him on pit road. I'm not even sure if we saw him on pit road, but this is what happened on pit road. And we know that this pit road entry is very tricky. And we see many issues with the pit entry. And another issue it was for the number 52 car. Cody Smart, he goes through the gravel over here. We do here, I think it was Joseph Nesta. Oh damn, I ruined it. We see them go through the gravel. That's not too big of an issue. But then watch what happens to Cody Smart as he goes too low, bang, into the concrete barrier and the tire barrier, whatever barrier. And that is race over, I think, for Cody Smart. So that's a tough deal for him. I don't think even he was the only one. I think Joseph Vanessa also made some contact with that barrier. So there indeed. So a little bit more damage to the number 62 car. So, well, unfortunately, it did take out Cody Smart in the 52 car. So his streak of good or bad finishes will continue with one gap in between. Of course, Prix straight where he finished in 6th. So fortunately, it's over for Cody Smart. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take you back live again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are right back live again. You haven't missed anything except for that the 59 car has retired now, and also the of course we already knew that, and also the 52 car of Cody Smart. So those drivers are unfortunately not going to have a good race over here at Le Mans, and that's a tough deal because it's double points. So pretty much it's going to be like 2 bad finishes for them. We got your leader Sean Angel in the number 72 car up front with the 2nd place Chris Gomez, who is coming under full pressure from the 45 car of Prix McShane, with John Arndt in 4th and DJ Kirker in 5th. Also this 23 car of Brian Fox has closed the gap now. And here we got an attack from the number 60 car trying to go to the inside of the Sonic Course. Will not work out, so Sonic Course will stay in 7th position with Emmanuel Harden in 8th. 9th we got the 02 car of Bruno Liljan, and in 10th we got the 06 of William Brock. So many battles over here, and especially this battle is the exciting one. So there goes Prix McShane to the inside of Chris Gomez, and cannot make it work, not yet. Lisa Speed is there with the Gillette Lexus. Of course, I think Gillette maybe, I'm not sure if it's a French company, I don't think so. I think P&G is American, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so we see some more drivers making moves, and Sonic Course has dropped back behind the 60 car and may even lose the 8th place to the 02 car as well. So Sonic Course going backwards a little bit. Of course, that's the fun thing about this racetrack. Passing is possible, and not even too hard actually. So I'm not sure what happened to the 51 car. Maybe she had contact with somebody, stacked into someone. I don't know. But she has lost now 2 positions. As the battle for 2nd place continues as well. So we got a battle for 2nd. We got sort of like a battle for 6th. We got everybody from 7th on back. Well, 5th is of course with the 6th car and 23. But everybody from 7th on backwards is also very close together. So that's cool. Going to the back of the field, skipping through. So we see the 19 car. He is still on track. Joshua Ciccoli, that is, but he's way behind. It's just like the 62 car of Joseph Nessa. So they will just have to hope for a couple of more retirements, and pretty much everybody else is still going quite strong, though Henrietta Fitzwater does have some front end damage and some rear end damage to the 08 car, so I'm guessing that those drivers run into each other like the 59 did before. I think actually the 08 car may have had some damage before already. And of course the 30 car was also involved in that skirmish, so going through to the front again. And of course that pit road entry is going to be one of the nail biters, or one of the, well, how do you call that, trouble spots on this racetrack, just like that last turn out of the fourth chicane. So we got 15 laps around this racetrack. Why so few? Because it's such a long racetrack. Believe me, these guys, the best lap over here of Sean Angel is 4 minutes and 7 seconds. He ran it the previous time, so every single lap will last for more than 4 minutes. So that's a long one. A long racetrack it is, and we do have more long racetracks. One is of course the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which will come somewhat later this season at race number 25. That racetrack is, I think, 22 kilometers long. This one is around 10 kilometers, so that racetrack will have only 6 laps, because that will last for 1 full hour. So yeah, that's even longer than this one. So first time we go to the Nürburgring Nordschleife with the Philips Cup Series, so I'm very excited for that. And we do have some more awesome long racetracks where we're going to try to go to with the Dascar Martini Endurance Series season number 4, which will start this summer. And a few of them may include the Isle of Man, which I actually already tested and which has passed for 90%. So the only problem is that there are only 21 cars available or able to drive around that racetrack. So we'll have to split the field and maybe do some qualifying race, because that's what I want to do, having 2 races and then only 16 drivers move to the final race of that event, which will be possibly at Dundrod in Ireland, Northern Ireland, which is also a very cool long racetrack. Could also be going to Solitude, and in Germany that is, but I'm not really 100% sure, so I will have to figure that out, and I will have to do some more testing. So that's what I want to do in this May break anyway. So it's gonna be a great season of the Martini Endurance Series, season number 4. I said additionally that we're not sure if we're going to do another season, but we are. Well, probably, most likely. So, ooh, we got some more cars stacking into this deal. The 81 car, and I have a feeling that it could be possible that Sonic Course in the 51 car then got dumped out of the way by the number, by the 60 car from Manuel Hartnett. And don't see that much rear damage to her car or front damage to the number 60 car, so I'm not sure if that was what happened, but could be possible. One thing is for sure, that number 51 car is going backwards quite rapidly. Here comes the 06 car, William Brock, trying to go to the inside. It will not happen as of yet. So also part of that battle is John Ciudadino. And where? Oh, there's the 02. So actually, John Ciudadino now has 3 cars within the top 15. That's awesome for the team. So that's good news. And 1 car of Daniel Foyles right behind the 24 car. And I'm so surprised. We have quite an easy race, so that's cool. But probably things will start getting mad again when we got those crazy pit stops. Oh, we do have some madness right now as the 17 car has crashed. Oh, and the 38 car has also been involved. So, whoa, for some reason something has happened over here, and we're gonna do, this is what I meant with instant replays. Let's take a look at what happened over here. And it started, oh, it was out of the this was in the second Mulsanne chicane. I think the Michelin chicane is what the name of the chicane was initially. I'm not sure if it still is, but it seems like the 0 car of Philip Pepper is going to get in the back of Nicole Tranwich, turn her around, and oh, that's a hard one. Ouch. She disappears, then bounces back onto the racetrack. Now was nowhere to go for that number 38 car, who runs straight into it and lifts the 17 car up in the ground from the ground with the rear tires. Debbie Myers has to jam on the brakes, luckily avoids disaster and hitting the number 17 car again very hard. So, well, that's quite crazy, and this will hold up that whole bunch. And that always gives me a little bit of memories back at the Martini Endurance Series Season 1 of this racetrack, where we had also that one car going very slowly, holding up the whole field of still 30 cars which were left. So that kind of, well, got crazy. So, well, one of the craziest finish we've ever seen in my life, seriously. So Nicole Trano is getting turned around by Philip Pepura, and that could most likely will be a penalty for that 0 car indeed. So that's not too good. I think even worse for the number 38 car, who retired from this deal, and the 17 car of Nicole Tranovic. So bad break for her, and we see that she has now sort of stopped on the racetrack as we're live again. So no good for her. And indeed the 38 car is on pit road. There she still is on pit road, Beth Black. So Nicole Tranovic now joins her. So that means we lost some drivers, and we've had a lead change as the 72 car, I think, went off. Sean Angel has thrown away the lead over here. What did he do? That's the question. What happened over here? Oh, he must have hit the barriers coming out of the last turn, coming onto the front stretch. Yes, he did. Oh, Sean Angel. Big mistake from his part, and we'll see this more often. He goes way too wide out of the last Ford chicane. He smacks into the tire barrier, ruins the left side of his car, lost him some momentum, and here comes Chris Gomez saying, coming through, thank you very much, I will take over that lead. And that is lead gone for Sean Angel, and he is even fallen back to 3rd place now, as also John Arndt tries to go around him. That will mean that he may fall back to 4th position. So Sean Angel, while we're looking at the replays of the big incident with Nicole Tranovic and Beth Black, Sean Angel goes off track, ruins his race sort of lead, and we got a lead change, another new leader. Well, another new leader, pretty much pole sitter is back up front again. So that's good news for Chris Gomez, and now the 45 car of Prix Exchange thinks, well, I should have tried to get by that number 9 car, because then I would have been the leader, and we hear some more cars possibly hitting something, so I'll skim through the field so you can also see where you're at. There's a 30 car going, no, not too fast, but well, these guys are just having some issues with, well, they had some issues earlier on in the race. So we do have a report, by the way, that the 38 car and the 0 car both have warnings now. So indeed the 38 car of Beth Black for causing the crash at the start of the race, so she has a, well, just a warning, so no big deal as of yet. And I'm guessing that it won't be a big deal for this race at least, because she's on pit road and out the race, so that's a tough break for that number 30 of Beth Black. And also Philip Pura gets a warning for causing the crash with the number 17 car of Nicole Tranovic, and subsequently taking out the 38 car in the process as well. So Sean Angel falling back to 4th place. Can we get to him, please? Thank you. That means that things have shuffled around a little bit, and also, actually, Brian Fox has gone around DJ Kirker for 5th place. So, Canadians falling back now. And there's Bruno Littlejohn, pretty much closing the gap to the leaders. Has driven away from the number 60 car of Manuel Hartnett, who may have also hit the barrier coming out of the last turn, because he has some left side damage. So I'm not 100% sure, but guessing that's what happened to him. So then the 06 car currently scored in 9th, and Sonnecourt still scored in 10th, having a pretty good run so far. And John Ciardino in 11th, so still his car is doing good, even though Sean Angel has lost the lead. So looking at if we see some more battles, because this is such a challenging racetrack. I mean, It's not easy to drive around this racetrack, let alone try to get by some drivers on this racetrack. And you see, many car drivers get loose and having issues, and the 08 car is on pit road. I thought I saw someone retire, but I'm guessing that's the 17 car. Indeed, clutch problem it says for Nicole Trunowich, but I'm pretty sure it was not the only problem for her. So, looking back over here on the front stretch, now watch that 45 car of Prix McShane. She's right underneath the rear bumper of the 9 car of Chris Gomez, trying to make a move. The 9 car goes to the inside to block. Here comes the 48 car trying to peek out, Prix McShane goes side by side with the number 9 of Chris Gomez. Can she clear the number 9 car before this next chicane? No, she cannot. But the 9 car gets a little bit loose going into the chicane, Michelin chicane. And the 9 can still keep the lead. Prix McShane looking very racy. Watch also in the background DJ Kirker on the back bumper of the 23 car. And here she goes again to the inside for the next turn. Prix McShane, can she take over the lead from Chris Gomez? It seems like she can, into the Michelin corner. No, the Mulsanne corner. And still side by side she goes with the 9 onto the next straight. Goodness gracious, speech disorder. Over the bump, which saw Mark Webber fly over with his Mercedes into the woods, up and over. Crazy accident was. The car literally just took off. So into Indianapolis. And Prix McShane is your new leader. I was so focused on those turns that I completely forgot to mention that. But Prix McShane, your new leader into Arnage, I think this is. Pretty sure it is Arnage. So we got a new leader. We already had more lead changes than we had in the previous race, which was at a oval even. So quite crazy. And the top 6 still very close together. So pretty much don't count out any of these drivers, because all still have a possible chance to win this race. So also Bruce Diljan closing the gap, so these guys are also not too far behind. So as we skim through the field, we got some more battles over here. We see, I think this 8 car of Ray Takeda with some left side damage, the 91 car of Angel Navarro, Philippa Purr, and the 0 car who needs to comment, and the 54 car of Robert Goldberg, your most recent winner. And of course he still has a chance to win this race, but pretty much everybody still has a chance to win this race, because this race is so unpredictable. Anything can happen. But we got Prix McShane as the leader, as we got 1/3 of the race in the books. Don't go too wide there. Ooh, scraping the wall. And that may have given a chance to Chris Gomez to come back around. And Chris Gomez in the number 9 car goes to the inside of Prix McShane for this turn, but he will have to get by the 45 car before the next turn, and he does so. Oh, but not quite, as he gets very loose into the Dunlop chicane. And it is indeed underneath the Dunlop bridge. Prix McShane, who keeps the lead, but still is side by side with Chris Gomez. Oh, this is very exciting. And also watch the 09 car. John Arndt trying to find a way by somebody. Closing the gap. Now he goes wide. Here comes Sean Angel back to his inside. And Sean Angel takes over 3rd place. Can he take some more positions as we go onto the long straight? This is very exciting. Still Prix McShane up front, but still side by side with the number 9 car. And now Prix McShane has cleared the 9 of Chris Gomez. But now that 72 car of Sean Angel is right behind this deal. Oh, look at the cars bump drafting each other. Look at them move all over the place. Here comes the 23 car to the inside. And here comes Bruce Littlejohn to the inside. And the 72 car side by side with Chris Gomez. Chris Gomez coming out of the PlayStation chicane. The first chicane over here on the Mulsanne straight. Chris Gomez still keeps 2nd position, while Prix McShane is running away. And now, watch the 72 car. Can he make a move over here to the same spot where the 45 car made the move? No, but it's Brian Fox who makes a move. And Brian Fox will go to the inside of Sean Angel. Oh, watch it, Sean. And that means that Sean Angel will still drop back in position. Falls back to 4th place. And Brian Fox is the big winner from this skirmish over here. So Chris Gomez keeps 2nd place. Brian Fox is now in 3rd, makes his way all the way from 5th to 3rd. And here is Prins Liljan. Well, actually, I will take that back. Prins Liljan is the big winner of the deal because she went from 7th place all the way to 4th now. Watch DJ Kirker go to the inside of the 72 car of Sean Angel. The 2 Canadians battling it out. And the 09 car of John Arndt has fallen back all the way to 7th position. And this pretty much has allowed William Brock to close the gap as well. The 06 and the 51 car have closed the gap. And that means that the top 10 is just within a few seconds from each other. Sean Angel will have to give way to the number 6 of DJ Kirker, who takes over 5th position. Goodness, what a battle it was. So Prix McShane is now your new leader. Well, still is your new leader, sort of. With the number 9 car of Chris Gomez in 2nd. Brian Fox in 3rd. 4th, Prins Liljan. 5th, DJ Kirker. 6th, Sean Angel. And the battle for 7th is on. It is the 09 car of John Arndt battling with William Brock. The 2 rookies going after each other. And Sonic Horse is right there as well. Going through the Ford chicane. No, yeah, is it the Porsche curves it is, of course. Which has been updated in real life. And that grass you see over here is all gone. And has been gone for quite a long time now. After the huge incidents with, well, Loic Duval went here upside down with his Porsche. Crazy hard crash. We saw Corvettes crash out. We saw some more cars who just go through the air and getting loose, getting on the grass. And I remember a Manor crashing over there. So yeah, Porsche curves has been quite dangerous over the years, and they've adjusted it to make it more safe. Oh, Prix McShane. Oh, Chris Gomez goes wide. And still battling over there. The 09 and the 72 car. Oh. And with all this craziness, I even taken a look back in the field, where also the 38 car of Beth Black has retired now. That means we got 38 cars left, with this driver being the 38th. So skimming through the field quickly. This race is way exciting. And what happened to Emmanuel Hartnett? Where did he go? Did he make a pit stop already? Oh my goodness, what happened to that number 60 car? I haven't even noticed it. Yeah, he made a pit stop. Oh no, that is what happened to him. So, Manuel Hartnett probably making a pit stop due to the issues he had earlier and brushing that wall over here, which we didn't see. But that was probably what caused him to make a pit stop, sort of unplanned. And we see more cars on pit road. Debbie Myers and Henrietta Fitzwater has crashed into the guardrail. Into the pit exit. She goes straight through that wall. Pretty much out, like she's done before, or like we've seen before with Cody Smart. So unfortunately, that's race over for the 30 car. Goodness gracious, many things happening over here. And also we see the Nice tire with some big left side damage. Probably that's because of that last turn as well. So we skim through the field. So nothing has really changed over here, but we will see some drivers making moves. Watch the 09 car of John Arndt. There he goes to the end. No, not yet. Yes, he does. Yes. Oh, this is a really doubtful move. Yeah, it's not going to work out for him. So, bit too late. Just came up too short. John Arndt did to make a move on that number 72 car of Sean Angel. Brian Fox goes a little bit wide, and that may allow that 02 of Prins Liljan to make up some ground again. So we're almost halfway through this race already. Well, have you seen an exciting race so far? Yes, indeed. Not that many crashes, but that's maybe a good thing. Here comes the 73 car of John Cittadino with a move on Sonic Gorge, who runs straight into the 6 car. And William Brock goes around, loses a top 10 position, And that's probably just because the 51 car of Sonic Course braked way too late and slammed into the back of the 06 car. Let's take a look back at this. Well, we see her just slowing down, and this is a very, very, very difficult turn, and we know that. And well, if that 06 car wasn't there, she would have gone straight ahead through the gravel. But now, well, lucky for her, that 06 car of William Brock was there, but well, William Brock wasn't that lucky, so that means that indeed, the 51 car has received a warning. So yes, indeed, it wasn't that big of an incident, but still, small warning for the number 51 car of Sonic Course. And of course, we could have given more drivers a warning, and that is also something that they are still looking at, because it could mean that the 59 car may get a warning as well, but well, sort of doubting if that will happen. But Prix McShane has run away from Chris Gomez, focusing back on the leaders, and that's good news for Prix McShane. She has a big lead, but of course it's all coming down to that pit stop, as the 30 car of Henrietta Fitzwater also has retired. So Debbie Myers all the way in the back of the field. And the question is, when will these drivers make a pit stop? They will do now. And there goes Prix McShane through the gravel. Don't worry about this. This is not the big problem. And the biggest problem is going to be that pit entry. Can she make that? Yes, she does. And these guys, can they make that pit entry? Watch out, Bruce Littlejohn! Oh! And Bruce Littlejohn goes into the wall. And that's game over, and there may be more, as the 83 car also run into the wall, and this 06 car has run into the wall. William Brock's race goes from bad to worse as everybody comes on pit road. And we've seen two drivers. Oh, Anna Gregg. Oh, this is not going to end well. Oh, she makes it work. That's experience. So, craziness all around. Well, let's focus first on who comes off of pit lane first. It is Prix McShane. Prix McShane leads pit road with second the 9, then the 23, then the 6 car, and the 73 car loses a lot of position. Look at the 73 car of John Cittadino. Oh, they crashed into coming out of pit lane. They did crash coming out of pit lane. Oh, more cars hit the wall. Wow, that's crazy. William Brock has also retired. And there goes the 72 car of Sean Angel, only coming off of pit road now, hitting the wall. Wow, absolutely incredible. Goodness gracious, much happened over here, and I think it could be possible that we may have to pause this race once again, take a short look back at those pit stops. But things have shuffled around with Prudence Littlejohn retiring from the race. Wow, that's a big deal. So craziness all around over here, and I think, let's see, everybody, no, not even everybody has come off the pit road. There, Chris Dodd goes on the racetrack again. Tommy Turbo is still in, and Anna Gregg may have some issues. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a pause, and we're going to take a look at what happened over craziness on pit road. On lap number 8 it is, I think. Oh man, it's such a shame for Prudence Littlejohn, who was running in a fantastic 4th position, had a great race, overtook quite a lot of cars, and well, worked her way to from pretty much 7th position, closing the gap to 4th. But then this happened, coming on pit road, we got that treacherous turn. Well, she wasn't the only one, but she was the first one. Prudence Littlejohn goes straight into that concrete barrier, and we know it's a difficult pit entry, and it has happened to many drivers before. Sean Angel got very lucky, but Prudence Littlejohn wasn't the only one, because here's the next one already. William Brock, and watch the 83 car of Max Anderson also runs into the 06 car, and actually both drivers have retired now. So William Brock and Max Anderson not part of this race anymore. And there were more, because here we see the number 18 car of Anna Gregg. She got very, very lucky. We saw her on pit road for a long time, but well, I'm not sure why she was on pit road for such a long time, but she barely missed that pit entry. Unfortunately, here we got some more drivers who did not miss pit entry. There we see the 222 car. Barely makes it in. But now watch Philip Papura in the 0 car. Oh, you already feel it coming. Here he goes. Pretty much the same thing. Oh, goes below that white line and ouch. Also, Philip Papura is out. So we lost quite a lot of drivers in this deal. And actually, there was somebody else. Actually, oh, there we see the 60 car from Manuel Hardnet. There's the 32 car ran into the pit road. But there was somebody else who was in strife. And that is the number 8 car of Ray Takeda for some reason. I don't know what reason. And we're going to rewind it. We're going to rewind it a little bit further. Ah, there we see indeed. Ray Takeda, also the same deal. Coming on pit road. Going below that yellow and white line. And ouch. Game over. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring you back live again to the race and get you updated. And there we are back again live with still the 45 car in the lead. So that's indeed good news for Prix McShane, who has survived the pit road craziness, the chaos on pit lane. And still has the lead. Second place Chris Gomez, third Brian Fox, fourth DJ Kirker. So those drivers have survived. Now somebody who made up a whole lot of ground is this driver, John Cittadino. With all his experience, he has gone by everybody on pit road, made a quick pit stop, and he is now in 5th place. John Arndt is in 6th, 7th place. We got Daniel Voiles in the 81 car. Out of nowhere, that number 2 car of Aiden Thomas is currently in what is it, 8th position? May even be wrong, but 9th we got the 51 car of Sonic Course, and in 10th is at number 24. And on this course, I'm not sure if I'm correct, probably not. So a couple of drivers who missed out, who lost a whole lot of positions. Sean Angel in the number 72 car has fallen back to, well, last scoring was, cannot really find him. Okay, we have to wait till the scoring updates because he still scored in 4th. But out of the race now, the A3 of Max Anderson, the O2 of Prins Liljan, the O6 of William Brock, the 0 car of, I thought I heard somebody hit the wall there, but I don't know. And the Greg is, by the way, still on pit road for I don't know what reason, but 0 car Philip Papura out race, and also the number 8 car of Ray Takeda out of the race. So we lost quite some more drivers, and I'm guessing we got 32 cars still left in the race. So what interesting battles are we going to see? Well, we're going to watch lap times. Can somebody close the gap to that number 45 car of Prix McShane? That one driver, I mean Chris Gomez, or maybe Brian Fox. Can Brian Fox go before his first start? And what is possibly his last start in the series? Of course, team owner still has to comment, so that will be quite a big thing, and that's something we've seen before, drivers winning their sort of, well, eventually the last race before getting knocked out. And we're gonna watch lap times. Ooh, Prix McShane, don't run wide. That's something that these guys still will have to be careful of, not to run wide over there. We've seen the pit stops, and we see a great battle forming over here between John Arndt and John Cittadino. Sort of like two replacement well, two rookies I would say, but then of course John Cittadino is the rookie, so the two replacement drivers, I would say in this case, and working their way to a great finish, and well, possibly a great battle as well. And scoring is now updated. Let's take a look at where Sean Angel is. 18th position. No, he's way back. There's the 60 car, by the way. Remember, Emmanuel Hardner pitted early. Well, he lost quite a lot of positions, as he's now in 13th position. Probably because he had to do some damage repairs, but still, he is in 13th. So, not too bad. There's Sean Angel. He's fallen back to 20th position. So that's a tough deal for Sean Angel, who led early on. Pole sitter, I'm not even sure if it was a pole sitter, but who had a great race going, then hit the wall, lost some speed, had some damage, and all chaos. So there we see some more back market. Martin Suarez having a bad race. So like John Cito, Joseph Nesto, Tommy Turbo, and Joshua Ciccoli. And here we got the battle for second possibly heating up again. Now I think that the 23 car of Brian Fox will have something for the 9 of Chris Gomez. Now everybody sort of is on the same strategy except for the number 60 car, so that's something we're not gonna see on strategy. So now it's just a matter of who can manage their tires the best and who has the fastest car and who has the fastest set of tires, because that's also something. So we're going to do an onboard lap the next lap, because I think, well, of course it's a beautiful racetrack and you deserve to get an onboard lap at the Circuit de la Sarthe, which is of course another name for the Le Mans racetrack. What it means I don't know. Brian Fox runs into the back of the 9. Ooh, that was close. That was very close, but they sort of survived it. But not sure if Chris Gomez will be too impressed by that move. Well, one thing is for sure, Brian Fox is right underneath this rear bumper now. So, how much damage do these cars now have? Can Brian Fox make the move on Chris Gomez? Turn number 2, well, is it Indianapolis? Turn number Indianapolis, you're sure. And onto your Arnage. I'm not even sure if it's named Arnage, but I think it is. I can't think of another turn which would be named Arnage, so I'm very curious if this has cost him time, and I'm also very curious how this battle will play out, because the 73 car has lost the position to the 09 of John Arndt, and of course it was Max Claudel who drove the car previous year, so that's why I said Max. But John Arndt is on the move and he's fast. That Cadillac is flying over this racetrack right underneath the rear bumper of the 6 car, and he's maybe looking for fourth position now. So we still got some great battles, more battles over here forming. Aiden Thomas working his way towards the rear bumper of the 81 car of Daniel Voiles. And Son, of course, pretty much in, well, a little bit no man's land. So, looking back, we're gonna take a look at those times. How much will they have changed? Still Anna Gregg on pit road. For a long time she's been there. So let's take a look at the times. Oh, too wide. Oh, that may be a little bit damage to the 45 car. Now watch the 9 car. Close the gap indeed. 10th of a second. And this. Oh, these guys have lost on the 45 car. Ooh, I thought somebody went way wide. So of course the easiest way is to look at the lap times now. So 4:09 for this 9 cars, 0.2 of a second quicker. Brian Fox is 1/10 of a second quicker. But these guys are all slower except for John Arndt, who is flying around this racetrack, and he is even close the gap. He has made 2 seconds, full seconds over the number 6 of DJ Kirker. So really flying around this racetrack. Fastest car on track it is, I guess. Everybody else cannot really match the pace of the leaders. So, well, this guy can. Alexander Rowan, 4:09.0. He is quite fast, and a 4:07.9 for Sebastian Torres. So Sebastian Torres also very fast. And here we got some cars on pit road, and these guys are so far back. We'll quickly go up front. Ooh, these guys are making some trouble. There we go. 45 car up front with some damage. Can the 9 car of Chris Gomez close the gap to the 45 car? Can the 23 car of Brian Fox close the gap to? We got a battle over here. Daniel Voiles and the number 2 car. As still John Arndt is right behind DJ Kirker, and still Aiden Thomas is behind Daniel Voiles. Watch the number 09 car. Watch that 09 car. John Arndt's working his way to make a move. That's too far. Once again, he's once again having some doubts about throwing it to the inside. It just comes up too short. That's a tough deal. That for John Arndt. Ooh, Aiden Thomas may have been using the bumper there a little bit on the 81 of Daniel Voiles. Dangerous move. Don't do that too often. And there we got, well, actually a good run for Joshua Michaels is quite surprising. So I skimmed shortly. We got 31 cars still left. Anna Gregg is way behind, so I'm guessing that she's not really sort of in the race. And here comes Aiden Thomas. Thought about making a move once again. Gives a little nudge to the 81 of Daniel Voiles again. And there he goes with a move. Possibly. Also should keep an eye on these guys, because they're making it exciting as well. Here comes John Arndt. Which battle should we watch? This one now. Aiden Thomas goes to the inside of Daniel Voiles. And that means that the 2 car will take over 7th place from Daniel Voiles. Great move by the number 2 Momo Volkswagen driver of Aiden Thomas. What did I just say? The Aiden Thomas, the driver of the Momo Volkswagen. Not vice versa. And how about this battle for the lead? I think Prix McShane has some pretty big damage on that number 45 car. And she has lost some pace. The 9 car of Chris Gomez is closing the gap. Now watch that 23 car of Brian Fox also closing the gap. I'm kind of curious, I'm kind of curious who of these 3 drivers will run the fastest lap time this time around. So we got the battle for the lead with 3 drivers. We got the battle for 4th with 3 drivers. Here comes John Arndt. Well, this is not a place where you can easily pass. And this battle has just settled. So we got a couple of battles over here in the top 10. That's great. Of course, we're not sure about how this battle will play out. Here comes Prix McShane in the 4th chicanes again. And now watch that number 45 car. Take it easy. There you go. Perfect. Much better. Now, how much did it cost her on lap times? 4:10.9 and then 4:09.7. That means, oh, Brian Fox is the fastest car as I sort of had expected. Brian Fox made up 1.5 seconds over Prix McShane. Chris Gomez made up a full second over Prix McShane. So, and the fastest car in the top 5 is this driver, DJ Kurker. That's kind of surprising, as John Arndt was trying to work his way by him, but eventually John Arndt has run a worse lap time. So Daniel Voiles not having a very good lap time. These guys are all pretty far behind on pace. So running out of top 10, of course, this is the battle for 10th position now between the 24 and the 04. So going back to the front again. Chris Gomez has lost a little bit of pace again. By the way, we have 5 more laps to go. 2/3 of the race is in the books. Actually, I'm not even... Yeah, 5 laps. It is. Including this one. So, are we going to see more pit stops? I don't think so. Are we going to see some more crashes? You never know, of course. But Brian Fox is right on the rear bumper of the number 9 car. Oh, a little bit wide from Chris Gomez. And here this will be the biggest chance for Brian Fox that he has had so far, as he's right underneath the rear tire. Of course, we want to do an onboard lap. Well, screw that. We're gonna watch this battle first. You know, we're gonna watch this battle from onboard. That's even more fun. There we go. A little bit of damage on this 23 car. Going through the 2nd chicane over here, of course. It's not really like a full lap, but better than nothing. And that number 9 car has run away now a little bit. Oh, guessing we have a better time. I kind of ruined this battle, I think, with my onboard lap, so not gonna do that anymore. We'll do the next lap by. Anna Greg's still on pit road for some reason, I don't know. If she goes out of pit road, she knows that she at least will go by the number 83 car of Max Anderson, so I think she should go on the racetrack again, of course, if she can, and that's something which is the second question. John Arndt has closed the gap again to the 6 of DJ Kurker. It seems like DJ Kurker's last section of the lap is pretty strong, but John Arndt definitely is faster on the first part of the track, and he goes to the inside almost of the 6 car. Can he make the move going into Indianapolis? Goes to the inside. That will be the outside for this turn. This sort of is Indianapolis. But he makes it around the outside. And he will have the inside for Arnash. And that means that, not yet. John Arndt has a nose in front of DJ Kurker. Battle for 4th place it is, remember. Side by side, the Air Canada Cadillac and the Hankook Audi. Kinda strange for DJ Kurker to be battling a car which is sponsored by a company from his country. And John Arndt takes over 4th place from DJ Kurker, and that's a very impressive move by him. Now that leaves me with the question, how much does the number 9 car of Chris Gomez have? Of course, passing at this racetrack is highly possible. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. A little wide there. Now looking back at this battle, Sonic Course has gone by Daniel Foyles indeed. So the 51 car moves up to 8th place it is. There we go. Attaboy. Let's take a look at the lap times now. Oops. I think... Oh, Brian Fox runs into the wall. Ooh. That will cost him some time in it, first off. And secondly, some pace. And could John Arndt work his way now back to 3rd place? He was there, remember, in the beginning of the race. Then he fell back in the whole skirmish with everybody passing each other. Fell back to 7th place. But now has worked his way all the way to 4th. And maybe looking to take back that 3rd place. Still haven't done an onboard lap. Well, he could go to back market and do an onboard lap. I'm not really sure about that. But well, it wasn't even the fastest lap time for the number 09 car. In all honesty, Aiden Thomas is fast, and Sonic Course is even faster. So, well, of course, it goes up and down the lap times, no matter of how many battles do you have. As we skim through the field once again, just so you can see where you're at. Ooh. This was also an interesting move. Chris Dant maybe cutting the corner for some reason. I don't know what it is. Well, they have made up some ground, so. Sean Angel has fallen back, I think, quite a lot. And also, Brady Johnson has fallen back, so... But these guys sort of are battling now for the last positions. Oh, that's way too wide, Joseph Nesto, but it does happen now. Don't hit that pit ball. No, no, no! Oh, damn it, John. Joseph it is, of course. Oh, that may... Oh, Anna Greg is on the track again. Anna Greg is on the track again. That's good news for the 18 car. Bad news for Joseph Nesto. I'm guessing that he will possibly retire from this deal now. No, he will not. Okay. Never mind. So, the battle for the lead is heating up again. Brian Fox has fallen back, has lost pace and speed combined is space. But he has lost speed, and what he has lost, that is what Chris Gomez has found. The number 9 car closing the gap to Prix McShane, and we are going to have a fantastic last few laps of this race. John Arndt right behind the 23 car of Brian Fox. And we got a battle for the lead, and we got a battle for 3rd. Battle for the lead heating up. Here comes John Arndt. And here comes Chris Gomez to the inside of Prix McShane. That will be a lead change. That will be a lead change. Chris Gomez takes over the lead again. And he is on track now for his 2nd career victory in the Phillips Cup Series. At least, I'm not sure if his 2nd career victory, but at least the 2nd victory of this season. So great job by number 9, Chris Gomez. And that will be a very important victory. Now, of course, this number 09 car of John Arndt also has gone by Brian Fox. But can he close the gap to the leaders? We know he's fast. Is he that fast? We'll see. Brian Fox may be losing 4th place as well to DJ Kurker. DJ Kurker in the Audi may be losing using the bumper through the Porsche curves. Don't turn him around though. Be careful. Great battles pretty much all around this racetrack, and Daniel Foyles has fallen back quite a long way. fallen back outside of the top 10. And now Joshua Michaels is in 10th. So a couple of things changed over there. Of course, don't count out Prix McShane. She does have some left side. I think that is what definitely caused her a huge amount of trouble. That left side damage from hitting the barrier. Of course, you never know what's gonna happen. Chris Gomez. Ooh, close. Here comes Max. No, damn it! Come on, man. Oh, Brian Fox once again hits the wall, and this is definitely going to cost him 4th place. Here comes the number 6 car. Very, very soon, DJ Kirker will take over position number 4. Oh, there he goes. Of course, he lost position to John Arndt. Now we will gain one. And looking back at the lap times quickly, before the pass will be made, 9.3, 11.7. Yeah, Prix McShane is quite a lot slower than the 9 car. 8.7. Wow. John Arndt very fast, 13.1, 10.2, well, that's a big difference. 9.8, that's also quite fast, so 10.1, 10.2, 11.2, 12.3, and 13.8, so, well, John Arndt is flying around this racetrack with his 4.08.7, so very interesting. And Prix McShane, well, surprised, she's trying to close down the gap to the 9 car again. Here comes DJ Kirker finally with a move on Brian Fox. It's only a matter of time, of course. Now the question is, can he clear him? Because that's his second. Whoa, he does, and he takes John Ciardino with him. Not yet. John Ciardino battling with Brian Fox now side by side, coming onto the second stretch. And the inside lane is still for the 23 car. No, not yet, because the 73 car has cleared. And that means that John Ciardino will move to 6th place now. 5th place it is. Chris Gomez, still your leader, and we still haven't done an onboard lap. So we're gonna do it now. We're gonna do it now. Onboard from pretty much where we left off. Prix McShane. It seems like she has found a little bit of pace again. As we go onto the last part of this long Mulsanne straight. Of course, it used to be one long stretch, but now they've split it up with 2 chicanes. Mulsanne corner it is, braking very, very, very hard. This is a place where you can gain a lot of time, but also lose a lot of time. And coming out of Mulsanne corner, good run for the number 9 car. Onto the next straight, which I still have, well, I don't think, I'm not sure if it has a name. These 2 guys have gone quite a long way, quite far away from the 09 car now. Full speed, look at it, listen. 190 miles per hour, and even shifting then into Indianapolis. Oh, awesomeness. Great turn it is. Now Arnage, which is once again braking very hard. Just as short or as small as a turn, or as sharp as a turn as Mulsanne corner is. Now onto the stretch, another straightaway, which will move swiftly into the Porsche curves with just some very high speed turns. There we go. Also difficult turn, very easy to understeer off track again over here. And this turn, you see many drivers do that. Through the Porsche curves. This is where you see many Corvettes go off in the past. Jan Magnussen, one of them. And onto into the final few turns. And this is they brake very hard for this deal. We've seen many hard crashes in this turn. I still don't know why they brake so hard for that turn. But through the 4 chicanes it will be. When they cross the line, it will be 2 more laps to go. Oh, Chris Gomez kicking up some dust. Going wide, Prix McShane runs into the wall. And here comes the number 9 car. This is all that John Arndt had been hoping for. And he has the speed. Look at him go. John Arndt will go by Prix McShane. And he will take over 2nd place. Not yet, not yet, not yet. 45 will have preferred lane. Can he go around the outside? No, not yet. Look at this. Awesome battle. John Arndt Once again a very fast lap time, and Prix McShane once again hitting the wall. As things have changed, maybe? No. Behind these guys, nothing has changed. Ooh, big slide over there from John Arndt. And that has definitely lost him some speed and some ground on the 45 car. Onto the Mulsanne straight, which is a very long straightaway. We've seen many big accidents happen over in the opening lap of the race, which has big cars piling up, flipping over. Seth Cole is one who has been involved in one of these crashes. And to the first chicane over here at Mulsanne chicane. Well, other name is PlayStation chicane, at least it was. And John Arndt closing the gap again slowly to Prix McShane. Onto the next straight, which will be this long straightaway towards the second Mulsanne chicane, which will be Michelin chicane. And look at the run that John Arndt has. Can he make a move? Prix McShane blocks, defense. No, not yet. Can he get a run? He does. No, not yet. Just comes up a little bit too short. Maybe he has a run now. Coming out of the Michelin chicane. Look at him. Right underneath the rear bumper of that Lexus. He's going to make a move. I'm pretty sure of that. Look at this. Awesome. They're bump drafting each other. That is absolutely incredible. John Arndt, he does have to make a move, otherwise he's going to push that number 45 car off track. Is he going to make a move? No, not yet. Braking late. Oh, he goes wide through the turn. Can he get a good exit? No, Prix McShane has a better exit, but can he build up some more speed? Getting advantage of the slipstream. Here he goes. Goes to the inside of Prix McShane, and this is what he has been waiting for. There you go. Attaboy. John Arndt will take over second place, and Prix McShane will see her victory go up in smoke. And John Arndt will have one more lap to close the gap to Chris Gomez. Yes, he is quite far behind, but everything is still possible. The battle for fourth place is also heating up, as now John Cittadino has closed the gap to the sixth of DJ Kirker. 23 cars falling back. Maybe Aiden Thomas can do something about that. Sunny Course is all on their own. And the battle for 9th position is heating up once again. Actually, it's not, because the 04 Joshua Michaels has taken 9th position away from the 24 car. We'll skim one more time through the rest of the field pretty much. Of course, I know that we haven't really shown the back markers a lot, and I apologize for that, but the battle up front was just so exciting. Well, something more important than battles for 20th and 30th position. So Anna Gregg has worked her way to 32nd by the 83 car of Max Sanderson. That means she will get a bad result. 31 cars still on the lead lap, with this driver being the last one. So Chris Gomez in the number 9 car, he will have one more lap to go, and then he can go from, well, pretty much flag to flag. White flag is out for Chris Gomez. There you can see it. And Max Anderson may have run a little bit wide. DJ Kirker runs wide. And it's not done yet. Ooh, this 23 car once again runs wide. And this may be a chance for the 2. Aiden Thomas. Oh, Joshua Michaels. The 24 car is gone. The 24 car is on pit road. And with 1 to go, Giancarlo Robles throws away a top 10 finish. Oh, what a heartbreaker for him. Must be a good reason for that, I hope, at least. And a bad exit out of the last corner for John Arndt definitely has handed the win to Chris Gomez. There's no way that Chris Gomez will give this away unless he crashes on this lap all on his own. But now the battle for second place heating up again. John Arndt versus Prix McShane. The battle for fourth place heating up. DJ Kirker versus John Cittadino. The battle for 6th place heating up. Brian Fox versus Aiden Thomas. And the battle for 10th position, somewhat heating up. With the 81 of Daniel Voiles, the Versant, out of nowhere, the 05 of Audrey Baranowskis. Haven't mentioned her all day long, but she is currently impressive in the 11th position, so that's awesome. Now let's go to the front, to this long straightaway, the great camera angle. Who will make the move? John Cialdino, Prix McShane. Brian Fox has been passed by Aiden Thomas, so Aiden Thomas has already gone by the 23. Here comes Prix McShane. Can she make a move on the 09 car? No, she's too far away. John Cialdino is thinking about making a move on DJ Kirker. No, it's too far away. But this race is not over yet. The lead is gone. The leader is gone. Far away from the rest of the field. And Chris Gomez now just has to bring it home. Bring it home, son. Bring it all back. Bring the ball back, boy. The 41 car has retired. That's Keith Black. For some reason has retired. Will not go to the replays. Will get your replays at the end of the race. But for some reason Keith Black has retired. And that's a tough deal because it's both teammates, both Blacks, out of this race. John Cialdino, does he have anything for DJ Kirker? And Prix McShane, does she have anything for John Arndt? Well, I gotta say, everybody who's over here in the top 6, 7, 8 has run a fantastic race. And they can be proud of themselves, worked hard and made some great moves to get a good result. Just don't throw it away in the last turn, please. Goodness gracious. I think Prix McShane has said, okay, it's enough. I'm just going to finish out this race in 3rd position, take the points, which of course double points, very important, and get that victory another time, because it's not gonna happen anyways in this race. So just bring the car back in 3rd place, and John Arndt, well, nothing he can do about Chris Gomez. This battle is not quite over yet. I think John Cialdino still tries to get towards the number 6 car, make a statement, and get another great finish for that team, which has already had a couple of great finishes this season. Of course, Bruce Littlejohn winning the race at, I'm not sure, Michigan maybe? I don't know. No, it wasn't Michigan. It was the South Boston main race. So Chris Gomez running away from the rest of the field. And I gotta say, of course, if you see the start and he was in the lead, and you see the finish and he's still in the lead, it wasn't like that at all this whole race. He has to work for it. He has to take over the lead for 2 times. But he has made it happen. And Chris Gomez, coming out of the last turn, will not throw it away. And Chris Gomez will finish over here in 1st and win the Grand Prix du Mans. And the top 5 does not change. 6th, Aiden Thomas. 7th, Brian Fox. 8th, Sonny Course. What will be a great finish for 9th, Joshua Michaels. And 10th, Daniel Voiles. Great. Then Audrey Baranowskis, good result. Philip Goldberg has worked his way all the way to 12th position. That's quite impressive. There we see the 21 car. 13th, then Alexander Rowe. Shane Pinter top 15 for at least 2 of his drivers. The other one made an unplanned pit stop late in the race, and we're gonna wait and see where that 24 car of Giancarlo Robles finished. Denise Steinauer gets a 16th place finish. Has made it by the 29 car. And the 60 car, 24 car, there he is in 18th position. So Giancarlo Robles falling back to 18th position. 19th will then be the 29 car, who also had some problems, Caitlin Sang. And 20th, ooh, Chris Dodd, that's way too wide. And that is going to cost him. Oh, John, oh no, Chris Dodd loses another position right at the line after spinning. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Means that the 54 car, Rob Goldberg, finished in 21st, and 22nd will be for the 32 car. So everybody else just finishing over here. 25th for Debbie Myers. Guessing yes indeed. 27th for the 08 car. Then 28th I'm guessing will be for the 19 car. Of course 41 car has retired for some reason. Yeah, accident it says, but I'm not sure if it was coming out of the last turn, pit road or whatever. Are we gonna wait for the 19 car is really far behind, to be honest. Well, Flagman is still waving his flag. Oh, there's Sean Angel. Well, can you imagine? Sean Angel was the leader, and eventually he's going to finish in 28th. This race has turned absolutely south on him, and that's a heartbreak for him. So that's tough deal. I'm not going to wait for Joseph Vanessa. There he is, unfortunately. Sorry about that, but well. So there we got still no official standings. That means, well, we can get this time waiting for the officials to the standings to be official to take a look back at what happened to Keith Black, because I don't know what it is. Well, he was already in strife over here. I'm guessing it's a pit road accident. I'm guessing he came on pit roads. Ah, there indeed. That's a shame for him. So there he goes. Whoops, bang. So, well, and this, well, pretty much concludes this race. There's Joseph Vanessa, who's going to finish in a couple of moments, but okay. So we've had a much calmer race than we've had before at the Le Mans. Still a very good race though. Many cars passing, no penalties will be given, so that's also good news for these drivers. And there Joseph Vanessa will finish in, what is it, 31st position or something, 30th position. Yeah. And that's it. Well, Anna Gregg still has to finish. There she goes. Then we can conclude this. Oh, awesome. This race. Official standings. Officially, Chris Gomez, your winner, with almost 5 seconds over John Arne. That's quite impressive. So, Prix McShane in 3rd place. 4th, we got DJ Kirk, and John Ciudadino in 5th. So that's awesome job by those drivers, I gotta say. Aiden Thomas 6th, 7th Brian Fox in possibly his last race. Sonny Corst in 8th, 9th Joshua Michaels and Daniel Foyles in 10th. So I'm pretty sure those drivers will be very proud of themselves. At least they've tamed the Le Mans circuit, so that's great. It's just if you can get the top 10 finish at this racetrack, it's awesome. So because there's no caution, so if you were already in strife in the beginning, like Philip Goldberg, there's not really much you can do to get back sometimes. So, well, it was a good race, at least a good race over here at Le Mans. Not as chaotic indeed as said before. So, well, Chris Gomez picking up his second win of the season, and will that allow him to lock himself in the chase? Not yet. He will have to get another victory for that, but I'm pretty sure that he's on the right way, and he's the first driver to do good. So to do that. And now, of course, these drivers are probably going to run into the pit wall or something. So yes, indeed, there he goes. Ah. Ooh, he missed it. That's cool. So anyway, we'll wrap up this race and we'll end it because let's say first off, we'll take a look at the top 10 in points. We got Anna Gregg in the 18 car, who was your points leader. Now the point is, she had only 11 points over Philip Goldberg. So for the first time since a long time, Anna Gregg will lose the points lead. To who? Philip Goldberg? Possibly 12th place finish. I'm not sure. Denise Steinauer was 30 points, finished in 16th, so at least she will not take over the points lead. Giancarlo Robinson 24, 18th. He might have taken over the points lead if he just stayed in where he was. Now I'm not sure if he would have made it. Sebastian Torsten 21 car, 13th position, also pretty solid finish for him still. Aiden Thomas in the number 2 car. How far was he behind? Oh, pretty far behind Philip Goldberg. So. Not sure. I think Philip Goldberg will be your points leader, but you will see that at the end of the race. Robert Goldberg was 7th points, and he finished in 21st, which is somewhat decent, but could be better. Then Aiden Thomas in the I lost. The 222 of Alexander Rowe finished in 14th, also pretty good. Prix McShane, solid 3rd place finish, and Joshua Michaels in 04, solid 9th place finish. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for now. And we're gonna head to a off time of 2 weeks or something. I'm not sure how long. You will hear it from me. Of course, 4 drivers still have to comment, and they will have few more days to do so, and otherwise they will get kicked out and we'll get some new drivers in the series. And those new drivers will make their debut at Irwindale. So we've had 2 races which were very calm, with a lot of great passing and well, good racing, with the Rockingham main race and now also the Le Mans race, of here the Grand Prix du Mans. Now we're going to head to 2 racetracks for 3 races which have completely unknowns. Irwindale for a sprint race and a main race, and the Mud Winter Classic at Volusia this year. So I have no clue how this will all play out. It can be boring races, can be very exciting, crazy races, I don't know. So yeah, I'm guessing that we're just gonna have to wait and see how this will play out. So big unknowns. I would say, well, stay tuned for those races. We're gonna get some more action, of course, as well, because I still want to show you the Isle of Man racetrack, where probably the Martin Endurance Series is going to race. So looking very much forward to that. Race number 13 is in the books. Double points it is for Chris Gomez, and also a single victory, of course, no double victory. So that's great news for him. And for everybody else, I just want to thank for watching. And we'll see you back in a couple of weeks for some good old racing at short track Irwindale. Remember to comment if you haven't already. And for now, I'll see you next time with the Dascar Phillips Cup Series, season number 9, 2017, here on Ziggo Sports.